Okay, YouTube. There we go. Those watching via YouTube. I don't know what happened right there. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. It is. Tis that. Let's start off with yes, there is now a subject that's FBI's talk for. There's a suspect um, with visuals in the Nancy Guthrie case. If you're not familiar, Nancy Guthrie is the mother of Today morning show host Savannah Guthrie. We're moving into week 2 of her being missing. And there is footage. I have it posted on TikTok and on YouTube. You can view that at TazJ15 on TikTok or at TazJ77 on YouTube. I have said this from the beginning. This seems like this involved family. Like this is a family member. And if you watch the footage, it's pretty clear. But I want to clear some things up because some people are missing bits and pieces and kind of jumping the gun. I really need y'all to work on your attention spans and your ability to comprehend. Okay? No tea, no shade. Actually, all the tea, all the shade. They're just now releasing the footage because they're just now getting the footage. I don't think a lot of y'all know that people buy Ring cameras or video cameras. Just like back in the day, they used to just hang a sheriff's coat or hat in a store. Some people purchase it to have a doorbell, but don't purchase the cloud storage. Whoever took her destroyed the camera, knew the camera's placement, and were banking going, oh, we know she doesn't pay for cloud storage. So law enforcement had to contact the company. The company went through the footage and was like, okay, we found it. Here you go. Everything is not a Law and Order episode. You cannot get it done and solved and get people returned and convict them in 47 and a half minutes. Okay. Like let's get it together. Hey, Nightbird. Like I really need y'all. I really need y'all to get it together. And in regards to Trump and his racism, and people going, this is a bridge too far. This is the worst thing I've ever heard him say. Oh, I'm so ashamed of my vote. You knew about that bullshit. If you think I'm joking, stop, look, listen.
It's hard to count all the different times that Trump has said something egregiously racist.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats.
Why is it we only take people from whole countries? Why can't we have some people from Norway?
We're going to go the wrong way if we keep taking in garbage into our country.
In the last year alone, he's called Somalians garbage. He said that the Civil Rights Act was actually really horrible for white people. A plane crash happened in DC and he blamed it on quote-unquote DEI pilots. So when Trump got on Truth Social late in the night to post a video that made fun of Barack and Michelle Obama as apes, it was kind of hard to believe that this was the line that pushed the Republicans over the edge. There is a whole lot of hoopla about this is unbelievable, this is unacceptable. Senator Tim Scott even said that this was the most racist thing he'd ever seen come out of the White House. But it's kind of hard to believe that this was the thing that made everybody step up. After all, Trump has been saying really racist things his entire career.
Voted for the president, supported him, but I really want to apologize. I mean, I'm looking at this awful picture of the Obamas. What an embarrassment.
I think the video ended up being the last straw for Republicans because one, it was so crude and offensive, but two, they see the writing on the wall. Listen, the midterms are going to be a bloodbath for them. At first, Caroline Leavitt blew it off. She accused the liberal media of focusing on the wrong thing and said that the video was about a riff off of The Lion King, but The Lion King doesn't have any gorillas. The next talking point that came out of the White House was that it was actually a staffer who did it. A staffer who has access to the president's phone, apparently, but also can post whatever they want without anyone else seeing it. But then there was even another twist.
And I didn't see the whole thing. No, I didn't make a mistake. I mean, I look at a lot of thousands of things, I looked at the beginning of it, it was fine. They had that one post.
Trump has been able to get away with such blatant racism for the last decade or so because initially during that first presidential run, there was so much enthusiasm behind him. And another part of the problem is how racism is viewed in this country. A lot of people don't want to see themselves as racist because as bad as Trump is, they don't say things like that. And so they can excuse some types of things. And I also think that the problem is just how much racism is still prevalent in this country and where we are as a country and how we actually haven't come that far since slavery and Reconstruction and Jim Crow.
Multiple things can be true at one time. Far too often people forget that Trump grew up during Jim Crow. See, they teach you as if Jim Crow was contained to the South. It wasn't. It wasn't. Also, let's talk about how most people are taught about racism. They're taught about racism in a way to continue racism, with the ability that racists can gaslight you. See, you're taught that racism is very overt, that it takes violence and slurs. This is why people are like microaggressions, and they really don't understand it because they're taught that these microaggressions is polite society, that what they're saying is, oh, that's just marketplace English. That's just these things. No, it's not. You're taught about racism in a way to allow it to continue. You're taught about racism in a way that continues to psychologically reinforce inferiority and superiority in certain groups. And what Trump did, there's no narrative to hide behind. There's no covertness to run behind. There's nothing. There's no boogeyman to point the finger at. They've always known that he's racist. That's why they adore him. This is why they're willing to lie for him. This is why they're willing to flip themselves upside down and shake their own pockets dry for him. This is why you had some people go from never Trumpers to, all right, I'll be a Trumper for now. And before you go, well, the Republican Party as a whole, the Republican Party has never been a whole. The Republican Party has always been a conglomerate of factions that tend to eat each other's faces. This is why I say stop just referring to Republicans as conservatives, because not everybody that is a Republican is conservative. And conservatism is not a political party. It is an ideology that can be attached to any political party. And if you would like to know about all of the factions that have existed within the GOP since the GOP became the GOP, there is a breakdown. There's an entire series that I have going on over on my Substack. Link is in the bio. For those listening in at GCPR. .live. You can view it at on Substack at Taz J. Now, since we're already talking about Trump and he's given everybody either a migraine, heartburn, or both, let's talk about Trump in a way that's going to lighten the mood a little bit. And I know what you're thinking, Taz. How can we possibly lighten the mood when it comes to Trump? Shh. Just listen. Ex-KGB official says 2 countries have copies of compromising Trump video. Spicy. Former KGB officer Alnur Musiev, who once headed Kazakhstan's security services, said both Kazakhstan and the Kremlin are in possession of an incriminating video of U.S. President Donald Trump Sr., among other compromising material, Ukraine's Kiev Post reports. Is it the Bubba video? Is it he going gulp, gulp, glizz, glizz? Oh, what a relief it is. Musiev on Friday spoke with Ukraine's Espresso TV program Studia Zakid. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing all of these correctly. If I'm not, my apologies. Where the Kiev Post reports, he reiterated a claim that he has expressed publicly for years, namely that there is a Kremlin file with compromising video material from Trump's stay at Moscow's Ritz-Carlton Hotel in 2013 for the Miss Universe pageant. According to Musayev, Kazakhstan is also in possession of the same compromise. Was he doing the bending or was he bending? Was he getting peed on or was he doing the peeing? Because we know he gonna be a freak until the dawn. Because he gonna gluck gluck all through the night and even in the barn. Because he gonna take it up there and leave with the gangster lean. I have too much fun. Russia's Federal Security Service, the FSB, and Kazakhstan's National Security Committee, the KNB, both have a copy of the file, including possession of film footage presumable of a sexual nature, according to the report. Harley, no. Back it up, girlfriend. No, not today. Moseyev told Ukraine Studia Zaki the files were used by former chairman of the National Security Committee, Karim Masimov, during a meeting with Secretary of State Rex Tillerson in the United States. Tillerson met with Masimov at the U.S. State Department in October 2017, according to Tillerson's public schedule. Trump fired Tillerson in March 2018. Trump, how much more dumb can you get? Did you not learn anything from your close bromance, your proximity to the blackmailer in chief, Jeffrey Epstein himself? You let Tillerson meet, view the footage, get confirmation of the footage. Then you're going to talk cold hard bullshtickety about the man and then fire him? Oh, you stupid. And Tillerson, come here. Come here. I ain't gonna hurt you. I ain't gonna hurt you too bad. Come here. Nah, come here. Take your hand away from your forehead. Come here. What you mean you knew about the footage and you ain't say nothing? What you mean? Hey, ain't no way. Let me explain something to you. Let somebody show me video evidence and then talk to me in detail about who got it with something on Trump. Baby. Look, I know Barbara Walters is gone, okay? I know she is no longer with us. But let me explain to you the Barbara Walters style special that I would put on regarding that, okay? I would find people that Trump went to school with in the 5th grade to talk about the footage with, okay? I would ring his niece Mary Trump, the one that loved to talk ish about him. And baby, listen. But I will come up with cocktails named after whatever was in that video. Okay. I will make a whole dish, appetizers included. Okay. We will make an event out of it. It would be a star-spangled extravaganza. Y'all sitting here running around acting like you scared of Trump and y'all done seen video of him that's compromising? Now I understand why there's certain countries that he'll try to like buck up and then they call him like, did you forget what we have, comrade? like call it the real American dish. Exactly, Jay. Like what you mean y'all sitting here capitulating to him and you got video of somebody doing something with his Bucci cat. What? See, this is what happened. This is what happened when mistresses turned into side chicks. See, when we still had mistresses, Trump wouldn't be in office right now because somebody would have properly used this blackmail material. Melania, this was your time to shine. I know you be all up and through his calendar, see what's going on. I know you be having to glance up to the door and up to the window knowing what's popping. Okay, you be like, what's popping, sweet? Like you using the wrong stuff to renegotiate your prenup and your postnup. What are you doing? You could have been free at last. You could have been twirling coast to coast that new ass. Girl, what's going on? Are you Musayev said Kakistan obtained the video because a Kazakh oligarch named Bulat Tumuratov owned and still owns the Ritz Hotel. According to Musayev, Tumuratov is close to Kazakh president. What? Hold up. So, whatever was filmed at the Ritz Hotel belonged to the Kazakhs, Musayev explained. Hey, Kazakh. You need a friend? You need a friend? I know y'all like a little chocolate over there. Okay, hey. You want to go to brunch? Have you had brunch? Let me talk to you. I want to peek, okay? I got a birthday coming up in April. You want to know what I want? A little something that Richard Pryor taught me. I want to watch. I want to watch. I want to watch. Pretty please, and thank you. Especially since I didn't get my McNugget caviar. So, come on, help a girl out. Help her. I will make a very nice special companion to a president for about 3 hours. I just want to watch. I'll let you hold my hand. Okay. You like pina coladas? Moscow has long claimed Trump was groomed in 1987 as a potential Soviet asset, according to the Kiev Post. Did they think that brain power was going to some way somehow drop from the sky into his head? I mean, I can understand how you could groom him into an accidental position as an asset because he's stupid and he's desperate for friendship, so he would tell you stuff. But 1987, the only politicians he was close to were low-level politicians in New York that he was able to, pay a little something to get a little permit here and there. Yeah, that's what I said. Yes, DJ, that's what I said. Just saying, somebody picked the wrong week to piss me off. I'll be a president's special friend. You're not late, sis. Yeah, because there's a video of them too. Like, come on. In February 2018, Musayev wrote on Facebook, Trump is in the category of ideally recruitable people. Ideally recruitable people are generally people that they don't know themselves that they've been recruited. Think Lee Harvey Oswald. Like the information they got out of Lee Harvey Oswald that served useful, he didn't realize that's what he was giving up. I was reporting someone for running an illegal business out of their house. I don't know. Were they selling Gucci cat? I don't know why I'm so obsessed with people selling Gucci cat all of a sudden. I just feel like that's what's going on, especially in this economy. Selling. I mean, if you don't sell it, make sure you Cooter coins. Currency of the $10 house. Get you some. Selling flowers without an LLC. Oh. You don't need an LLC to sell Cooter biscuits. After midnight, out in the moonlight. Just let me. I better quit. Now, Mr. Richie. Oh, I'm sorry. You may know him as Kid Rock, Child Boulder, if you will. Mr. Richie is trying to defend himself because obviously he was poorly lip syncing his own songs and forgetting the lyrics of his own song that he claims he wrote all of. Kid Rock addresses lip syncing rumors after Turning Point USA halftime show. I want you to keep in mind the powers that be at Tapusa, aka Turning Point USA. We're going to call it Tapusa. Cooter Biscuit Enterprises LLC. Yes. What's poppin', man? Yeah, now you got to come up with the GCPR version of the coitus going. But keep in mind, the powers that be at Tapusa did not show up. There's video footage now. I have it posted on YouTube and on TikTok, like I said, at TazJ15 or at TazJ77, where Trump watched the Benito Bowl. I mean, I would have dressed better for the Super Bowl if I would have known ahead of time that we were like all invited to a wedding. Mwah, chef's kiss. Now I got to reevaluate some plans I had for the year. Super Bowl? Super Bowl. So now he's claiming that tonight he's going to, was the last night or tonight? I can't remember. His DJ that usually does the songs with him wasn't spotlighted. So he's going to come to his house and they're going to do it again and they're going to splice it together. He's like, no, it wasn't pre-recorded. So how did you see a rough cut of it if it wasn't pre-recorded? Because he went on and said that when he saw a rough cut, he told them that they needed to get the syncing together. Well, let's get into it. Mr. Ritchie is responding to rumors that he was lip syncing during his performance at Tapusa's All-American Halftime Show, which took place at the same time as Benito Bowl 2026. The musician appeared on Fox News on Monday, February 9th, and told host Laura Ingraham that he had pre-recorded a performance, and when viewing the rough cut of the show, he noticed that the syncing was off. So the whole show was pre-recorded because everybody was on the same stage with the exact same crowd. So y'all pre-recorded that to go watch Benito Bowl yourself? Yeah. Tapusa. I gotta say Tapusa over here because plus it's an A at the end of it. That's weird. And to the weird individuals that thought that it was a gotcha moment to pay thousands of dollars to attend the Super Bowl, to not move out of your seat during Benito Bowl 2026, and on your phone, on one phone, stream from YouTube only, because that's the only place that they were properly licensed to do it, Tapusa, Clanapalooza, and hold it up and film Benito Bowl behind it. You got to be a special kind of stupid, a rare kind of stupid, an intricately manufactured, once in a lifetime kind of stupid. Yeah, Clanchella. Like, you paid to be there. You want to know what happened when folks found out what, the heads of FIFA were doing in order to please Trump? They pulled their tickets. They sold their tickets. They called for refunds. They issued chargebacks. When they were like, oh, these are going to be the rules for FIFA in the United States, they were like, yeah, you can take the tickets back. You dumb mofos continue to... Y'all don't know how to boycott. Y'all don't know how to protest. Just like when y'all went out and purchased jerseys to burn. Because I thought y'all was still boycotting the NFL. Why are y'all buying Super Bowl tickets? Then the whole Carhartt. You went and bought, because I looked at it, bought brand new Carhartt to burn. Jack Daniels. You went and got all your Jack Daniels and everything, burnt it. You went and bought cases of Bud Light to shoot them up and burnt. Like, let me explain something. I don't care what you do after I get your money when you purchase, because I had someone do that to me. It was so funny. Like, they really thought I was stupid. They were like, yeah, here, I'm returning the stuff. I'm telling them that it's damaged. Okay, you messaged me saying that you're lying about the material being damaged, number one. Number two, you're showing me the part of the screen where you type in what the issue is, but you didn't click to return it. You never returned anything. And honestly, I don't care. They're like, well, I'll sell it. I'll destroy it. I don't care. I made the money. I done paid bills with the shit. I don't give a damn. You can go dry hump it from sun up to sundown. I don't care. You're right, DJ. Sneakers that they paid for, like, except for them Jordans. Did nobody destroy no Jordans? I did notice that. I'm not even a sneakerhead. I don't know too much about gym shoes. Okay. I don't. I think I may have 3 or 4 pair. And it's just because I thought that they were cute and they were kind of comfortable. Don't ask me like who makes, like, I don't know. Okay. I was just a few years old when I found out that shoes have like individual names. I don't know. But I do know they wasn't cutting up no damn Jordans. They wasn't setting on fire no damn Jordan. Jordans are sacred. I'm learning. They look nice. They look nice. Just the only time I knew about Jordans was during that one period of fashion history where they were making the high heel Jordans for us high heel wearers. I knew about them. And those cost a pretty penny. I was so upset when that trend ended. Because, baby, had a whole wall of them. But after that, I might need to get a little bit more functional with my wardrobe. But speaking of Bonito Bowl 2026 and the wedding that was profoundly loved around the world, Randy Fine calls for FCC action over Bad Bunny Super Bowl performance. Yeah, let that sink in. Let the words. Yep, those are the words. The words mean what you think the words mean. Yes, the person who said the words meant the words away. A Republican member of Congress from Florida, of course. Of course, yes, yeah, from Florida, of course, from Florida. Says someone must pay for Bad Bunny's Super Bowl performance. Don't they know that the artists themselves pay for the performance? They can't. No, I'm serious about that nugget, but Randy Fine posted on social media that he was alerting the chairman of the Federal Communications Commission about what he called the Grammy-winning Puerto Rican musical artist disgusting halftime show for Super Bowl 60. It was a wedding that promoted unity, gave a little sprinkling of if you dream it, it will become, and love conquers all. What was disgusting about that? I thought that's what we were supposed to be. I thought everybody got along here. Racism was dead. Things were beautiful and wonderful, and they cleaning up the country, and the country is so much better than it was when the demon rats were in charge. I thought we were. I like to see a world of hope. I thought we were at that point. So how was this disgusting? I thought he wasn't supposed to be watching. I thought they weren't supposed to be watching either. I mean, they've been supposedly boycotting the NFL since Kaepernick. They seem to know. You know what? Republicans remind me of that one ex. This always like, I don't give a damn what they doing over there with their new relationship and that busted bitch that they with, and they know every bit of business the other person got going on. Sitting bitter, mad, and butthurt over what? Bad Bunny made history as the first Latino solo artist to headline the show. USA Today described the performance as a celebration of Puerto Rico and Latin culture, which, as expected, was performed entirely in Spanish, was filled with cultural references, numerous moving parts, and a real wedding, and even one of his new Grammys handed to a little boy. Fine zeroed in on a different aspect of the show. You can't say the F word live on TV. Fine posted on X calling the performance illegal. Y'all know the drill. I can't say the word. I can't say the word. So y'all hit the comments. Say the no word. Say the no word. Por favor. You know my brother wiping his ass. Okay. All right. Whew, get it out there. Get it out. We got to get this out before we. Say the no word. Say the no word. Say Ooh, hold on. Am I about to sneeze? Okay. I'm just allergic to the bullshit. Okay. Had he said these lyrics and all of the other disgusting and pornographic filth in English on live TV, the broadcast would have been pulled down and the fines would have been enormous, wrote Fine, a former state lawmaker elected to Congress in April 2025 to replace Mike Waltz, now the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations. Do they not know that the FCC it does have multilingual censors? Exactly, twin. Exactly. The Puerto Ricans are Americans, and we all live by the same rules. We are sending at Brendan Carr FCC a letter calling for dramatic action, including fines and broadcast licensing reviews against the NFL, against at NFL, at NBC, and Bad Bunny. Lock them up. What? Since when does fines automatically equate to getting locked up? I've been fined before. That didn't result in jail time. I don't think they know how this works. Pretty sure they don't. Carr, an appointee of President Donald Trump Sr., is known for his staunchy conservative stances and for pushing a Trump-aligned agenda. USA Today network reporters who are fluent in Spanish listened to a replay of the performance. They said many of the explicit lyrics shared by Fine were genuine translations of songs but weren't part of the performance. See, this is what happens when you ask Chat GPT or Grok AI, what songs did Bad Bunny perform at Bonito Bowl 2026? And you just get the list of the songs and you go and you listen or you look up the lyrics of the song, not realizing that every Super Bowl performance, every artist tweaks their songs a little bit, whether it's for censorship purposes or because they want that Super Bowl rendition of something. The transcript of the Super Bowl performance that the Genius Lyrics database translated online included some sexually explicit lyrics and expletives, but one of the reporters said Bad Bunny often mumbled through the expletives or cut off the word entirely in his February 8th show, which I did notice that. And I was streaming it online and also in some chat rooms, and there were some people that were like typing feverishly to fill in the blanks, because they were like, just like I do with y'all, like, hey, can y'all say the no word for me? There are people like, oh, Bad Bunny, I got you, and they were typing it in. So I don't, as meticulous as Bad Bunny is, there's no way he would allow scandal to dampen this. But you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. So, and then Mr. Ass Kane himself, the Booger Sugar, the Booty Me Booger Sugar Bandit, Donald Trump Jr. also weighed in. He posted on Twitter. Yes, I noticed about the stepdaddy name that we call it with its OG daddy name. Okay. He said, and I quote, here's the lyrics. Please explain the wholesomeness in here. Maybe the 30% layoffs at WAPO weren't nearly enough. Do we... Hey, Nana J, you're never late. You're always right on time. Do we really want to go lyric for lyric? Do we really want to go lyric for lyric? There is, you know what? I just thought about it. I would have thought about it sooner. I would have queued it up for today. I'll try to remember and at least put it up on YouTube if I can find it. There's a clip of Kid Rock talking about Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen. You know, the Full House twins. while they were still minors. And he goes, well, I don't know, while everybody's waiting for them to turn 18, if they're, and I'm mostly paraphrasing, if there's grass on the field, you can play. Y'all know the drill. Go ahead and say the no word for me. Go ahead and say the no word for me. All caps. All caps. Get creative with it. Please and thank you. Say the no word. Yep, twin. Pepperidge Farms and Taz Farms remembers. And like I said, if I would have thought before this, I would have queued it up for today. There's so much going on today. My apologies, y'all. But yeah, they're worried about Bad Bunny, a grown man who makes music for grown folks. Like, there's never been any confusion as to who he make his music for. And it ain't like he Uncle Luke, okay? It ain't like he... okay, he ain't a Dina Howard. But you know what? These are the same type of people that will get an invitation to a child-free event, most notably a wedding, and then get pissy when they bring their child and there are no accommodations for the child. Ugh. Now, we're going to talk about JD Vance, and we know that just get your fingers together. Okay, get your emojis together. Okay, you know which emoji with what finger you gonna need. Okay, let's just cut down on the time. JD Vance has caused disruptions with traffic over in Italy, has disrupted U.S. Olympic athletes. For some reason, he decided he can't use vehicles over there. Like, there's no reason for him to be over there. But oh, you're fine. Nuclear mama. Oh, like I told Nana J, over on the YouTube side, you can subscribe and then turn on the notifications key, so when a live starts, you can be notified. So you won't miss out on anything. But let's where to start? Let's start with the shenanigans in Milan, and then we got some other shenanigans to deal with from JD Vance online. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Release him from life.
JD Vance brought an entire plane of food to Italy. Italy. I saw this article. I'm going to show you here. It's in a German publication called Welt. I don't know how they pronounce that. I looked up the publication because I wasn't familiar with it. It is like a right-center publication, but seems to be extremely factual. But I don't speak German. So I had my friend Marta, who is a German speaker, read all of this and translate it for me. And oh boy. JD Vance took 14 planes to the Olympics. Now, I understand that when Americans, the president and the vice president, they travel abroad, they have at least a couple of planes that bring like the big armored vehicles and things that they travel around in, and very specific security apparatus. That's totally understandable. However, 11 of the 14 planes were just for his entourage. One plane was for food. And I will return to that in a moment, because he also has 100-car motorcade that he has been driving through Milan, fucking up traffic. One athlete was saying that they were almost late to their competition because of this motorcade that they keep driving around, from my understanding.
But let's put things in perspective. Let's put things in perspective. This is a man married to an ethnic woman. He's driving around in a motorcade this bigger than what Trump tends to drive around in. He's not the president. And let us not forget that when he was on Katie Miller's podcast, because Tazzy Farm remembers, he wanted the position of vice president to fulfill some things on his bucket list. Him and his wife being able to vacation in all 50 states, and him being able to attend specific events he didn't think that he would be able to attend otherwise. I want you to remember that he began vacationing and taking advantage of the perks of office 7 days after being sworn in. He began cashing in on the perks of the vice presidency in a whole Tony Braxton of being sworn in. And I know somebody's about to be like, what do you mean, Taz, in a Tony Braxton? 7 whole days. And not a word from you. Yeah, 7 whole days, not a bit lick of work. And when he's not vacationing, he's in Cincinnati. Was he a congressional representative for Cincinnati? No. Was he a congressional representative for Hamilton County? No. Should technically his residence be in either of those? No. But wait, there's more. There's always more. And you know what's messed up is when right-wingers from the Deutschland are snitching on you. That is going to be accurate when they're talking about the fellow right-wingers. Okay? It pains them from the inside to the outside to have to say that the right people do the wrong things. But of course, JD can't be diet screwed up. No. No. You got your emojis ready with that singular finger? I hope you do. I hope you do. JD Vance deletes post about Armenian genocide after just hours up with no explanation. Does anybody have any video on JD Vance? I'll be your bestie. I'll cook you some. I'll make you some cookies. I'll let you hold my hand for about 5 minutes if I can put a glove on. I'll let you pet my dog. And no, that's not a euphemism for something. I will literally let you pet my dog. Like, she'll enjoy it. JD Vance has seemingly deleted a post about his visit to the Armenian Genocide Memorial Complex in Yerevan after just a few hours. The vice president landed in Armenia on Monday, a country that no sitting U.S. vice president or president has visited before as a part of a diplomatic blitz. Mentions of the Armenian genocide are met with rebuke from Turkey, which has long argued it never happened. Turkey, I feel like the Armenian people should charge you child support because you've given the rhetoric of a deadbeat ain't shit baby daddy. Not the father of a child, the baby daddy. There's a difference. If you don't know the difference, I can't help you. Go figure it out. Come back. The initial post, which was screenshotted by social media users, read, and I quote, "Today, Vice President Vance and Second Lady Usha Vance attended a wreath-laying ceremony at the Armenian Genocide Memorial to honor the victims of the 195 Armenian genocide." I thought we wasn't afraid of nobody. I thought we wasn't no bitches. Y'all out here acting like we Rocky Balboa, like we just running up the states of global dominance, okay? Da-da-da, da-da-da. And we just out there, Armenia! Like, what? Come on. But we gonna bow down to Turkey? Y'all poking the bear of China. Sometimes Russia, sometimes not. Messing with Venezuela. Messing with Cuba. But you're gonna bow down to Turkey? You out here trying to tell Iran what to do and what not to do. But Turkey, though? Turkey? Okay. It comes after Vance's visit with Italian Prime Minister Meloni, where he stared blankly as she spoke in Italian. The deletion of the post was initially reported by local media in Armenia before being picked up online. He would just stare blankly. Now, look, I'm not saying I'm the most athletic person ever. I'm not. Absolutely not. I tell you all the time. You can guess what type of exercise I like. Okay, getting up and walking to go get my snacks. All right. Okay. But what do you expect from flapping in the wind? Like he runs like he's a T-Rex. Like, get it, I can't. My arms are too short. Like, come on. You got? Can we just one qualified person? Can we? Just well, while JD Vance is getting us in trouble with Turkey and staring off blankly, Trump threatens to block a new U.S.-Canada bridge from opening. I thought we had a problem with the brown border, since we only act like we got two borders in this country. What's the problem with the Canadian border? President Donald Trump Sr. said he will not allow a bridge connecting Detroit and Windsor, Ontario, to open until the United States is fully compensated for everything, further expressing his frustration about a possible Canada-China trade deal and baselessly predicting China will terminate all ice hockey being played in Canada. I don't know how China would do that. I don't know why China would do that. I don't know why China would be interested in ice hockey, but, stranger things have happened. But you're going to sit there and say that you forbid that we will not allow the bridge until they're fully compensated. Compensated for what? We owe everybody money, okay? We done borrowed money from people that we ain't paid back. We done stole money and jewels and all sorts of stuff from everybody else. First of all, fully compensate the black people here in this country. If you want to talk about compensation in full. As a matter of fact, Trump, hey, one of the Trumps, tell your papa, tell him to watch this movie. Tell him to get this movie and he should get comfortable in the White House movie theater. Okay, go watch the movie Paid in Full. I kid a little bit, maybe not. The Gordie Howe International Bridge, a $4.6 billion, 1.5-mile infrastructure project that connects Detroit with Windsor, was approved in 2014. The 6-lane bridge, expected to open in early 2026, would be one of the largest ports of entry in North America, designed to improve traffic flow and border security. Canada is building a massive bridge between Ontario and Michigan. They own both the Canada and United States side and, of course, built it with virtually no U.S. content. Trump wrote on Truth Social on February 9th. President Barack Hussein Obama stupidly gave them a waiver so that they could get around the Buy American Act and not use any American products, including our steel. Does he know where our steel comes from? Now the Canadian government expects me, as the president of the United States, to permit them to just take advantage of America. How's that taking advantage of America? It is a win-win for both sides, you twat waffle. Trump also sought 50% ownership of the bridge. Does he not realize that just like with the Panama Canal, the only thing that we would be picking up is maintenance cost? We will start negotiations immediately with all that we have given them. We should own perhaps at least half of the asset, he wrote. It's not really an asset, you twat waffle. And he's going to take it as a win. He's going to negotiate this. He's going to realize, oh, yeah, the maintenance is going to fall on our shoulders. And then he's going to be like, what dumbass negotiated this? This is such a piss poor deal. The president then pivoted to his displeasure over a possible trade deal between Canada and China. Last month, Trump threatened to impose a 100% tariff on goods imported from Canada if the country moves ahead with a trade deal with China after a string of insults lobbed at the United States neighbor during the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland, referring to Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney as Governor Carney, drawing on his oft-stated desire to annex Canada and absorb it as the 51st state of the United States. Trump wrote that if Carney thinks he is going to make Canada drop-off port for China to send goods and products into the United States, he is sorely mistaken. Why would for such a prolific business owner, he does not know how business works. And for those that don't understand, that would be like Amazon having a hub, but deciding they're going to take everything, drop it off to your neighbor down the street, let it sit there for a while, and then deliver it to your house. When they already been delivering to you and negotiated prices. Jesus Christ. Canada has not yet reached a trade deal with the United States, and the 2020 Canada-US-Mexico agreement is up for review this year. Like Trump trying to control everybody else's household. Like, oh no, you can't trade with this person. We don't have the resources to take care of everything, Bookie Butt. We don't. Ah, yeah. This shouldn't be funny, but it is kind of funny. And anytime I find something that's going to lighten the mood, especially as we traverse through these Epstein/Maxwell files, definitely got to point it out. Epstein files claim guests were worried about dementia after dinner with Trump. I feel like if anybody believes that dementia is contagious by sitting by somebody, rubbing up against, let them believe it. Let them believe. For as long as people thought that just being in a room with somebody that was HIV or AIDS positive, that they could get it, they're like, but if you could, do you know how much of their spit you would have to drink in order to contract? Let them believe it. If they believe that I'm gonna make them French kiss that man, I'm telling you. Jeffrey Epstein alleged that individuals were concerned about dementia after encountering Donald Trump in 2017, claiming he couldn't recognize old friends, and Epstein filed email suggests. He couldn't recognize old friends in 2017. What year are we in now, class? Dated December 29th, 2017, the correspondence also suggested Trump was sporting tons of makeup. But I thought boys in makeup was bad. Personally, I think boys in bad makeup is bad. Like, have you seen somebody with some facial hair, with some makeup, especially when they like the poppy colors, like the fuchsias, the blue, like, and then especially if they put that whatever that stuff is in the beards to make them glisten a little bit. Ladies, femme presenting individuals, I'm not taking away from how y'all look in the makeup. I absolutely am not. Okay, not doing that. I'm just saying the makeup with the facial hair. Oh. Closets of her clothes on people. Yeah, thank you, Tracina. You've seen it. You know what I'm talking about. It is something about that. But you know, Tracina, like especially, I don't know what it is that they put in there. It makes it like glisten a little bit, like give it a little shimmer. It's not glittery. It's just like a glisten, like when a light hit it and poof, yeah. But man, with a fine face and a beat, yes. Woo. Whew. I'm finding it. There used to be a woman on TikTok. I don't know if she's still on there. I haven't seen her in like 2 accounts that I've had. She has a beard, a gorgeous beard. And her makeup, she had like this really thick, coarse, curly red hair and this gorgeous beard. She would do her makeup. And she wore what they call those dresses? The milkmaid dresses. Yes. More of that. Yes. Yes. And if you come across that, feel free to tag a girl, send it to me. Do what you gotta do. But the message was dispatched while Trump was serving his initial presidential term. It formed part of an exchange between Epstein and journalist Michael Wolff, who writes for USA Today and The Hollywood Reporter. The complete email from the disgraced financier read, "Why don't we just call him the disgrace himself into teaching positions and finance positions?" Okay? The male madam, because that's what the hell he was. Anyhow. The complete email from the disgraced financier read, "Some at dinner with Donald last night were concerned about dementia, tons of makeup, did not recognize old friends. This revelation follows the U.S. Department of Justice's release of millions of documents connected to the deceased sex offender, marking the most extensive government disclosure since legislation mandated their publication last year. The correspondence could potentially revive questions surrounding the president's well being and hints that he may have been grappling with health challenges for extended periods, uh, reports The Express." Here's the thing: we never stop questioning his health. Biggest question we have is how is he still surviving? He's a survivor. We just don't get it. Why can't he stop that? He needs to go missing. Allegedly. Could, and if this is true, he was already showing signs of early onset dementia in 2017. Take him to the king. He don't have much to bring. Get that casket open. He's our offering. Truth is, we tied his options all through. Where's that damn Boat bird? But for real, it wouldn't have been early onset. He was already 70. He was already over 70. I'm saying early onset because of additional reports that this has been an issue for quite a while. But yes, you're right. Now, to close out things, we discussed it the other day that Marco Rubio, yes, that Marco Rubio, darling, had stepped down from one of the titles that Trump has bestowed upon him because Trump can't seem to get anybody through Congress for approval. This is why we still have ambassadorships vacant. Back in his 50s and late 40s. Marco Rubio reportedly deceiving Trump about high-level Cuba talks as he seeks to overthrow Havana regime. Marco Polo has decided, since Trump decided to take over Venezuela, he would make his mark in history and find a country of his own to piss all over. Allegedly. Secretary of State and pill popper, allegedly, and dead behind the eyes, definitively, Marco Rubio is deceiving President Donald Trump Sr. about there being high-level talks with Cuban officials, according to new report. Drop Site News detailed that the scenario is part of Rubio's scheme to overthrow the Havana regime. It cited a senior Trump official noting that Trump is making claims about there being talks because that's what Marco is telling him. Baby, don't nobody tell you the truth. They tell you about as much as people tell their annoying younger sibling when they're younger. They're giving you the controller that has not been charged since it came in out the box. The official went on to say that Rubio's plan is making a claim in the future that talks failed because Havana refuses to compromise. The State Department rejected that notion as the president stated, "We are talking to Cuba, whose leaders should make a deal. Cuba is a failing nation whose rulers have had a major setback with the loss of support from Venezuela and with Mexico ceasing to send them oil," and officials said. But it is Venezuela stopping because the regime is still there. Yes, it's the controller. We done all did that. We all got that younger relative just to shut them here. Don't be connected to nothing. Don't be working nothing. You be sitting there talking about, yeah, you got it. You got it. Yeah, you did that. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. A Cuban official also told the outlet that there are no talks underway, but they are eager to begin. No, they're not. No, they're not. They just want to mess with Trump. They will not vote for Donald Trump. They will not vote for Donald Trump. All right, just so that you all are aware, part 2 of sitting down and talking to the top advocates for Carmelo Anthony and his family will take place tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time on Conversations with Taz for Talk About It Tuesday. That will be at Taz J77 on YouTube. There's also the factions within the GOP series on Substack at Taz J over there. And y'all still didn't tell me what is the content y'all want from me over on Patreon. Okay? Hey, Poetic. Hey, bro. Now keep in mind, right now I'm setting the price at $5. Y'all get too crazy, the price gonna have to go up. And ain't nobody taking nothing off, you little nasties. There's always one of y'all that's gonna ask. And don't forget, Cuda Coin and Oringa Trump merch available through the link. All right, and I will see you all at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central on the TikTok at TazJ15 for a continuation of Virginia Roberts Giuffre's memoir, Nobody's Girl. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. We'll be loving that. All right. As always, each one teach one, each one reach one. And remember, in this economy, don't do anything that requires bail, but most importantly, it only requires bail should you get caught. So what is it that you won't be doing? All right. Until we meet again tomorrow, be good. Or as good as I would be.